Gladiators, welcome back. I have the most outstanding guest today in the arena, Mr. Sheeraz, famed by Sheeraz.
It's my privilege.
How you doing?
I'm good. So listen, from my side, if you're coming into Dubai and you want to get a pump up, you want to get motivation, I'm right here.
This is the place
Of
to be
course
with
it
you.
is. Everyone in LA, everyone in Hollywood, they all say if you're coming into Dubai and you want motivation, you want to take your life, your business to the next level, fame has to be here. Good
You're a
morning.
superstar. Good morning. Well, you
Yeah.
came highly recommended from a gentleman I really respect. And he said, you got to meet Sheeraz. And the day you arrived, you're taking my life by storm. In a good way. In a good way. Drive. One of my concerns was that you're looking after so many amazing people, and who am I? You know, and you really have driven it. Not once I've actually phoned you or messaged you what's going on. You're just driving it all the time. How'd you do it?
I'm obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
I love my business.
Because you're
I
so
love my
chill.
brand.
You know, exterior, you're so relaxed and chill.
Yeah.
But inside, there's something going on, right?
Well, there's a fire inside me, right? So you've got to remember that from the outside, I don't get fazed by money, by power, glamour with my brand on it. So when you're around famous people, you're around that doesn't motivate me.
Mm-hmm.
What motivates me is when I see, it's almost like God has given me a gift of, let's call it, making
Yes.
someone famous.
Yes.
But I always tell people, you know, that took 20 years to get here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look at all of my clients. I'm very blessed today. Some of my clients are the biggest stars, you know, that I worked from the beginning. Kim Kardashian, beginning of her career.
Did you spot it? Did you spot it? Did you like?
She came to me.
No. Wow.
Yes, of course. I was working with Paris Hilton, and Kim was Paris's assistant and stylist.
Kidding.
Yeah. And
Are they
she
still
was-
friends or not?
Yeah, kind of ish. You know, I mean, they're friends. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But it's
acquaintances.
like acquaintances, right? But I was working
Wow.
with Paris, so you know, I have a media background. You know, I
Mhm.
run a very big media company in Los Angeles. What do? I
Mhm.
make people famous. I make brands famous. I've been doing it for 2 decades. So I was working closely with Paris. You know, I was her go-to guy, all media, strategy, activations, paparazzi, media placement, stories, billboards.
You
all of
manage
that
them.
stuff. I don't manage them. I amplify them.
So they come
they're-
with some kind of a plan and say, right, make
they're
it
not
big.
even a plan. You know, I deal with directly with the star or the management. You call Sheeraz, you're getting amplified. You're going to get fame. At that time, I ran the largest paparazzi network in Hollywood, right?
Amazing.
So you have to work with us, right? Because we have over 150 cameras in the city. So I worked with Paris. And at the time, the person giving me information was her assistant called Kim Kardashian. So I'm looking at Kim and just on a speed dial, of course, you know, with her, oh, we're going here, we're doing this, we're doing that, please send cameras here, back and forth, you know, all the non-stop communication for Paris.
She was a good employee, totally
Excellent,
devoted,
of course she was. But
loyal.
she wasn't, I wouldn't say she was a great employer. She was a great photo bomber. Hold on a minute. You've got all cameras on Paris Hilton. I'm seeing the world through Paris Hilton. I want a piece of this. I
Wow.
want some fame. So she strategically positioning herself, her
Wow.
brand with
Wow.
Paris Hilton, which then gives you fame. So what was happening is Paris, of course, at the time, she was the biggest star in the world,
Absolutely.
right? So, I mean, everywhere she was. Kim being the assistant.
So it was a strategy.
Of course, she's in the videos. Of course, she starts getting in the news. Who's that? Who's that girl?
She was
Who's that girl?
attractive and people
Right?
were drawn
Who is
to her,
that?
yes.
So that's how we kind of first got to see her, right, on the scene. And my camera's obviously shooting that.
And you're like,
Right.
yeah, okay. She started.
No, I already knew because I'm in touch with Kim, right?
Uh-huh.
So of course I knew what she wanted. So I made sure my team, if you're filming Paris, you know, give me a wide
Get
shot.
the angle right.
Get me the
Yeah.
angle right, because we're going to push this girl called Kim Kardashian, right? She's a good girl, right? And then
What was
they
it you
fell
liked
out.
about her? Because she probably wasn't super rich.
No,
right?
it wasn't that she wasn't rich. It wasn't that she was talented. I like the hustle. I like the hunger.
Wow.
That's what got me excited.
And when
working
she
with her.
approached you, did you meet the whole family, the mother?
No,
and
so
stuff?
what
She was-
happened?
oh.
So Kim and Paris fell out, you know,
Mhm.
personal reasons.
course.
They broke up. And then I met with her Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner at the Polo Lounge.
Right.
And basically, Chris knew I was the machine behind Paris. At that time, also Britney Spears. And she said, how do we work? I then, at that moment, I would say for at least 10 years, I was Kim's media strategist. You
How
know?
did the conversation go? Did they say like, I want to be this and this? And you said, no, I will take
They
you this.
love fame.
Uh-huh.
Kim loves fame. It's
Mhm.
very simple. That's her passion. It's her drive.
It's an addiction, right?
It is it's a big addiction.
Good or bad, it's an addiction.
But I respect her because she knows what she wants. So it wasn't like, oh, I want to become an actor, because that's a different path.
Sure.
I want to be a singer, different model, different path.
Mm.
No, I want to become famous. She knew what she wanted just by me seeing her
Mhm.
and seeing someone who was an assistant at the time
Mhm, mhm.
and telling me,
Incredible.
Sheeraz, make me the most famous person in the world. So I already saw the entrepreneur, I already saw the business person, the hustle, the hunger.
You know what my question's going to be, don't you? I don't, you may not want to answer.
There's no boundaries.
Was the tapes a strategy, or was it just
everything's a strategy?
My God,
everything.
God. So when you like, this is a bit extreme, don't do it. Was there a discussion like that?
No, it was already done. Oh yeah, these things are already done. You know, and you got to remember, fame is a game. I tell people, right? Because I get to see, I'm managing both sides of fame.
Sure.
If you're a brand, I'm going to amplify your brand. What do you need? You need more sales, you need more customers, you need to disrupt. You want everyone talking about you. I don't care if you're small, $1 billion brands in the world, doesn't matter. You can still go after those brands.
You're looking for angles all the time.
Absolutely. Why? Because I'm in the media business. So my job is to find strategies to poke the biggest brands, to poke the biggest distributors, to poke people who are getting results. So you start getting the attention. So for Kim, specifically, she knew what she wanted. And my goal then, how do I get herself seen? And then obviously I put her into the machine.
You weren't in Dubai then. It was just all
I was traveling.
US.
No, it was all US. At that time, actually, it was 2000, like 2005, 2007. I was in LA, right? I mean, did come in and out of Dubai. Yes, I did. But of course, for her, I was double downing on Kim, you know, and I knew that really, from my side, all the other clients I was working with were kind of, you know, either an actor or
she will deliver. You could rely on her.
And I would call her and she'd show up. Wow. You know, I would tell her, okay, you need to be here at this time, at this nail salon as an example. Why? Because celebrities are in that nail salon. You're going to sit on that chair. This is the person that's going to do your nails. And for the next 45 minutes, you're sitting next to a producer, director, actor, musician, or whatever.
Unbelievable.
And my cameras are filming, right?
All choreographed, all practice, all rehearsed.
Everything is strategy, right? And she had it all down. Work ethic wise, I love Kim. There's two people that I loved working with the most, is Kim Kardashian and Logan Paul. Even if it's not happening, they're still putting that same level of passion, same level of focus. I'm not going to stop. Other people that I've worked with or in the business, majority of the people, if they're not seeing results, they're going to start stopping, slowing down, losing motivation. Didn't matter. Good PR, bad PR, no PR, no relevance.
Just kept going.
They're still banging it out. To the point, I remember Kim was a little bit slow in the news. You know, I was pushing her, whatever then, and then I had to pull one big trick. At the time, I was doing Britney Spears, and they got to a point that they said, Sheeraz, I'll never forget, the head of CBS said, if you ever send footage or a story of this girl that you keep pushing called Kim Kardashian, you were going to lose your contract with CBS. I lose my contract.
I'll pull Spears out.
You're never going to get Britney Spears. So you're pushing my client called Kim. I literally had to make chess moves like that for Kim to really keep, repetition. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. And even at that time, no brand deals were coming in. No other ways that we could have monetized. But
you charge a good fee, right? Obviously, the value you give is 1,000 times more than whoever pays you, right? So otherwise, you wouldn't be in business so long. At the time, they weren't rich, right? Did you have a percentage in the deal?
Yeah, I was doing deals. When deals were coming in, I was making money. I would say I made a lot of money. I made millions of dollars. They were blessings.
Yeah, but you invested time at the beginning, right?
Of course. I put a lot of time. I put up with the rejection. I put up with the insults. Oh yeah, you have no idea.
Do you have a team of people in LA that make the calls? I know all the contacts are yours, right? Everything's yours.
So I have a very small team. Okay, so why? Because of trust. So I have a very tight team that I run, what I would say is my top level team when we're going out like gladiators, right? I only need my champions, right? And then of course I have an entire team that I bring in on projects and so forth. But for me, I like to deal with people who I can trust because I'm dealing with celebrity information. I'm dealing with celebrity contacts before they've even got there.
Do you have Kim's mobile number on your phone?
I have everyone's phone. I have everyone's address. I have everyone's number plates. I have everything. I'm Big Brother in LA. My team has everything. We have it all on lock.
Do you have your phone backed up?
Of course.
Just in case that phone goes.
Yeah. So I have it. I'm the business of information, right? So celebrities or brands, they come to us because the traditional PR doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. The
middle guy's out. Just go direct with creativity and social media.
The social media and so forth. So my strategy back then was to bombard world. Sick of the word Kardashian. Sick. What does that mean? It means
everywhere. All of the time.
Even though I would get so much pushback, they would it got to a point that honestly, if it was any other publicist, that were
walks
working with
away.
them, of course they'd walk away. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't stomach it.
Mm.
And I was relentless. That's why today you see Kim Kardashian all over my social media. Why?
Yes.
Because I'm allowed.
Yeah, because
I
look,
was
she wouldn't
there.
allow.
I was there.
So
No one
there
else
is,
has
there
those
is
kind of
still some
case
honor.
studies.
There's still some honor, right? There is some loyalty, although you're not working with her anymore. There is some loyalty. There's some friendship there. Yes, she
Of
hasn't
course.
lost herself.
I'm
She's
not
still a
at all.
nice.
With me, listen, if they see me, then they get goosebumps, not me,
Wow.
right? Because I've seen it all.
Before 20 years ago, how did you find this gift? Because I know you were in TV production. and
Yeah,
stuff.
I did a TV show called Tinseltown back in the day, and that was my training ground, right? I done TV, and I done over 200 episodes promoting Hollywood to Bollywood. So I got into the business really because I found celebrities
Mhm.
and the influencers,
Mhm.
the power to influence.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that to me started working with entertainment because I
Mhm.
realized master this side of the business, it means I can master revenue.
Mhm.
If I master influence, I'm going to master the revenue.
Yes.
Because who are the people that can say, buy this water or this water brand? Because everyone calls themselves influencers today. I'm going to look at two things. One, can you sell? Two, if you put out a message on your social media, how many people are going to show up?
Wow.
Everything else is bullshit.
So at the end of the day, it is a numbers game, right?
It's a numbers game with influence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Many times I deal with talent that come to me.
See how many people show to watch you.
Right now, go live. Don't show me. Listen, I've worked
Yeah,
with
let
big
the
stars
numbers
in the
show
world.
themselves. Yeah,
Show me.
proof. Wow.
You got 25. I had one client, I won't mention her name, 25 million followers. Okay. 50 million on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. She went live, 600 people showed up on her live. Out of 25 million followers.
Crazy.
And by the way, that 600, it took at least 20 minutes to all kick in. Your life is a number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you're grabbing your phone and majority of the people are buying their followers or they're buying their content. They're boosting their things
Correct.
right now, which whatever, right? But the problem is you believe that hype now. You say, oh, I've got 10 million followers and let's just say 70, 80% of them are not real.
Yes.
So you're believing that I've got 10 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the challenge with that is you've now told your brain that I'm famous.
Yes.
I
You
have
believe
10 million
in the
people.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I leave my house and I go out, no one knows me.
Yes.
Start there. That's one measurement. The brand tells you, okay, you have 10 million followers. I want you to sell this product. No one buys it.
Yeah.
Then I find out half your demographics are from countries that I'm not even targeting for my brand.
Yeah, because it was cheap to get them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, in the end, it's going to come and bite because you're trying to take a shortcut.
Yes.
The reason why Kim Kardashian is a billionaire today and Logan Paul is a billionaire is because they put the work in the beginning. They built up a fan base. They trusted them and they knew they'd show up every day.
Mm-hmm.
They knew they wouldn't let them down. They're going
Mhm.
to give you content, which built trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you have trust.
They show up.
Show
they
up.
Move,
They show
turn
up.
They buy.
Why didn't you buy it? Why? Because they know every single day you're giving me my fix of content, right?
Wow.
And the problem is majority of people don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have it. I have people, you have no idea my DMs. I get hit up all the time about people wanting to be famous. A majority of people, they'll say it, everything. And the beauty of what I did is I created a masterclass. You really want to be famous? Oh yeah.
You qualify them, right? I guess you qualify.
Yeah, this is like your gladiator style.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone says they want to be rich. They come to you. All your clients, I know you've got a very big reputation of people come to you.
Majority don't do anything.
But they make money, right? You're teaching them, you're giving them literally
skills to go next.
Do you want to make money?
Yes.
And transform your life, your family, your kids, everything.
Yeah.
And they don't do it.
97% pay, don't do anything.
They don't do it, right? So imagine in my business, I've got everyone thinking they're the next Tom Cruise.
Yes.
I've got everyone calling me up, my DMs, and they send me Oscar. I mean, come on, right? It gets to a point that they believe, I didn't come with money. I worked so hard to get to where I am
Did you
today.
face prejudice?
Everything, you name it. I went through the biggest knockbacks. Not only that, I got my heart completely busted and broken over fame. So you're not going to bullshit me, okay? I don't get, like I said, I don't get intimidated. I bow down to one energy, and that's God. Outside of that,
Are you
don't do it.
guarded now? You don't get hurt anymore?
I know the only, of course, if you're in an emotional relationship, I have been hurt, absolutely. In business, I have been screwed over, right? But it's 20 years of advising. You and me can now advise our clients and say, you know what?
Watch out for.
So
still make mistakes.
Of course, right? But
we keep growing, right?
But I can tell you right now, my scanner is on.
You're very sensitive to, and you spot things before.
When it comes to fame, in my own personal life, my heart got broken. I had trust issues after that. I was like, hold on, if this happened in my personal life,
who else is going to do this?
So, and that's why, in all honesty, I created the masterclass, because initially it wasn't meant to be, just let's do a business or whatever. I spoke from my heart when I was hurt. I didn't have a script. I didn't have a teleprompter. I actually had no structure on it, right? But I was bleeding. And I said, I don't want people to go through this. They're not honest to their partners, their loved ones, their family members.
I think they're not honest to themselves.
And to the especially around them. Why? Because they want it so bad. What I say, the devil kicks in and they tempt you to go down a path that makes you do bad things, unfortunately, right? So I said, why, the lessons that I've learned, why can't I teach people on how to get famous, how to build your brand by doing it the right way and the way that works, as opposed to the fairy tales everyone tells you. I don't tell you the fairy tales. I tell you straight how hard it's going to be.
So the masterclass, people signed up to this. It was a video training.
I shot it. And it's online. It's 10 videos, and I break it down.
It's still selling. It's still,
of course, absolutely. But
how much is it? Where they
right now? I mean, it's $500, but now actually right now I've done a deal for $50. Wow. I'm doing it because I'm in Dubai or whatever. But generally, it ranges around $499.
Okay, and where can you get a hold of this? Like Udemy or something?
No, it's famemasterclass.com.
On your site.
Yeah, it's famemasterclass.com. And for me, gift I'm giving people. I'm not even, it's not even about the money.
Because
I have
so
clients.
Many
Listen, I have clients. So it's not even about the masterclass. I'm very blessed. I've got the biggest stars in the world I'm allowed to use, right? As my testimonials and case studies.
Have you got, I've got so many questions. This could go on for days. We've got to do part 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm loving this. Have you had people that you saw and you thought they got so much talent and then went west?
100%.
Just before hitting it, or they just ruined drugs?
Many people. Why? Because of influence.
Majority, would you say?
Majority is influence.
Would you say majority of people went west?
Of course. Oh yeah, there's only a handful because they have some form of grounding, they're spiritual, the bad influence.
In the US, it's bigger, right?
It's globally. It's my clients are worldwide.
Okay.
The drug is so strong. Fame is more addictive than heroin and cocaine.
But when you're famous, you get heroin, cocaine, everything offered to you, right? The wrong friends and associates.
But guess what happens? When the fame starts getting taken away, then you have issues. Then you
withdrawal symptoms. Yeah,
you feel it. Hollywood is everywhere. Hollywood's on your phone. You do not need to get a casting director. You don't need to get an agent.
There's 1.4 billion Indians, right? So, and the market for Bollywood is bigger than Hollywood. Yeah. Especially Hollywood's not. I don't think it's coming out with great movies. Anyway, that's another thing. Yeah. If I was want to get famous, we say, why are you going west? Go east.
Of course.
Go to India.
I'll give an example. Priyanka Chopra. Yes. She came to Hollywood. No one knew her. I worked with her when she arrived in LA. Her friend, her manager is a very good friend of mine.
Wow.
And of course, I run the media and all of that kind of stuff. And I helped Priyanka. I was the first one who booked her first magazine cover. No one wanted to give her a magazine cover. She was the face of Pepsi at the time in India.
Nothing in Hollywood.
And I had a milkshake brand at the time called Millions of Milkshakes. And I made her a brand ambassador. She went from Pepsi to a milkshake for fame. And it worked. Wow. Right? And we were disrupting. But because she came to the West, now she's a global star. So you can...
The numbers are bigger in India, but to be a global star, you need to go to Hollywood.
And if you want the big money,
it's Hollywood.
But the brands are there. The ad budgets are there. Right?
So do you think the future is streaming? It's not cinemas and big movies?
There's 1,000% streaming.
So Netflixes and the channels.
And Netflix, you've got to remember, if you look at the traditional model, to get a movie. Let's start there.
Yes.
Now I come to you, you'll say, okay, Sheeraz, here's my script, here's my cast. You're hoping I have all that in order. Now I then take this, and if I'm not a studio, okay, if I'm a studio, I'll then put it into a line of when it's going to come out into the movie theaters, right? And I've got many other people.
You got your distribution rights. Yeah.
Then if you're one layer lower and you're not a studio, now I'm going to go to the film. Now I'm going to try and create
Sell your soul.
Now you do all of that kind of stuff in hope that is going to get some buzz, eventually end up in a movie theater, and they'll only give you X amount of screens because they want to test it. Whole thing there. Yet Netflix, the second you're on, you're reaching 500 million people. Distribution of 500 million
So
people.
there's no point having shares in cinemas anymore, unless they change the way they run their business.
The cinema business is dead. It's dead. It's literally a marketing ploy. It's marketing at this point. They're not going to make the money there. You look at them, of course, they're making money on the candy or whatever and the snacks, concessions, but that's based on volume.
Yeah, footfall.
Right? So you need to have volume there. The
challenge, you need good movies to bring the people
challenges,
in,
you know, they're the anchor tenants, right?
Correct.
The problem is now, especially because of COVID, we became closer.
Viewing habits have changed.
We're getting food in. You're having friends coming over and watch a movie. And you have Netflix, who doesn't need your money. They make so much money every month. Imagine 500 million people paying $15 a month. Do the math. Now, billions they're spending on Korean content, US content, Indian content. They have to, Arabic content, because subscribers are paying them. So now they've got content that the traditional movie theaters are like almost begging them, please give us that piece of content. And they've got the money. And they can hire the best special effects, the best talent, the best writers, the best directors, because they've got the cash. Amazing. And they've got the distribution.
Amazing.
So Hollywood's changed, right? So that same philosophy applies to business. So if the model has changed and you're an artist, you're an influencer, or you're a business owner, and you're trying to get branded, you're trying to get famous, if you don't adapt with the new technologies, if you don't anticipate what's coming my way and start looking, how am I going to make that shift in the business? You know how many businesses went out of business that didn't have deliveries during COVID?
Many.
The ones who had deliveries thrived.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thrived.
And now it's sold for billions now. So,
right, thrived, right? So you need to be seeing what's coming, right? And I'm very fortunate, again, that I'm around the right people. I'm around the right people in San Francisco for technology, media and entertainment, you know, in Southern California and Hollywood. And I'm here now, but of course, LA is home. But right now, where I see the opportunity is really opening up the American market in business, tourism, entertainment, technology, and bridge them in Dubai and other parts of the Middle East, because that's what's needed.
Because the market's small here, but the brand is huge, right?
There's so much money in this part of the world. If you get some people, oh, but might make this salary in this part of the world, or I'm not going to do this compared to the US. No, raise your standards. But what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, and who are you connecting with? Can they afford to pay you?
What are you making a difference for? So I tell people and educate people, first of all, your bank account is based upon what you bring to the table.
I say it's your self-worth, right? That's what you think you're worth in the marketplace, and the market pays you what you think you're worth.
I tell my clients, your bank account is based on what you can bring to the table. If you bring something, and I learned this.
It's like let's go live, right? The numbers show for themselves. It's not your ego.
When I first met Jack Ma, you know what I mean? You know, at that time he was the richest man in China.
Yes.
You know, and he said, if you're going for high-profile clients, right, that have the money or whatever,
like him.
Just when he told me that, I thought to myself, whoever tells me, oh, in my job, I'm not making money. Did
you ask him what you want? I would have closed the guy.
No. For me, I was in their business circle anyway, right? But I learned from that, right? Because it showed me in that moment that why do people buy the most expensive watches? They want them.
It's not need, it's want.
There's only 5 in the world. You can't close me. I sell fame, right? Yes. So that you can't sell to me, right? I'm way above that. But I wanted to see the body language, right? So the salesperson came out explaining the history, where it's made from, it's $1.5 million, blah, 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 blah. And they're saying in Mandarin, right? And then I could see her lose interest, the whole history, the story, whatever.
The buyer,
whatever, and walked out. The manager, now this is what we've all got to learn here. Right? This to me was a PhD
in sales.
Okay? A rich woman walks in to the Hermes store. As we were walking out, the manager of the store shouted out, there's only 3 in the world.
Scarcity.
She heard the word
of those type of people. That's amazing you said. Sometimes I'm passionate about business, right? So I'm in the presence of billionaires and they ask me, and I'm passionate. And as I'm passionate about fixing their business, I'm thinking, oh shit, I should be cool. Passion comes across desperate or dead keen. Now, I could be fully booked, even if whatever they pay me, I'm fully booked. But every time I get passionate, should there be a gameplay? I know you're cool. I've seen your videos and you don't give a shit. Who you? You don't care.
You know too, right, bro.
But you're still passionate, right? So how do you control that? Because I do realize by my passion, I'm selling myself cheap. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so what's the game you play?
The game is very, when you're in front of a client, doesn't matter if you're in a movie, you're opening a business, or they're billionaires, whoever, it doesn't matter. Find out your client's wants. It goes back to the Alibaba formula.
Totally. You get them what they want because that's through asking open-ended questions. A lot of them to find out exactly what the pain is, you can fix it, right? Yeah. But when it comes to closing, should you say, well, I'm fully booked. I'm fully booked. Call my PA to see if we can squeeze you in. Is that what you say?
No, it's not something. It depends what. Give me an example.
Business is bleeding money. At the moment, I get excited, right? The message I may be sending is that this guy's got no clients. He's just super excited. He's desperate to get my business. I still close. But what I want to do is, how does a famous person close? Here's the thing. When I had no followers on social media, I was justifying my existence, justifying the value I was bringing. Now I have a few social media clients. They come to me and say, can I afford you? The market's perception of me has changed, right? Now, I believe life is like a poker game, okay? The rules of the game is the same, but we're playing on different tables. If I'm playing on a $5 table, the most I can win is $500. But if I play on a $5 million table, I could win $1 billion, okay? I just personally think, correct me if I'm wrong, is that because of my entry level, I've never had the luxury or getting used to dealing with the billionaires.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right
so
now.
I don't know how to play that game, but the rules are the same.
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
Does it make sense what I'm saying?
I'm going to put them, and this goes out to any.
Sure.
Okay. First of all, there's 4 different lengths of 4.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to give you an analogy of an airline. There's a different dialogue and script you would say to a person who's buying an economy. Because what you have to do in sales and marketing or when you're closing a deal, if I want to speak to the person who has an economy person, it's very simple. Here, I'll get you the best deal. Cheapest flight to Dubai. Cheapest flight to Los Angeles. The word cheap.
Deal, bargain, deal, yes.
Deal, buy one, get one free. Oh, they're turned on. Where do I sign? And majority of the people on business class are using miles. So there's only a very small percentage of people that actually pay the full ticket, right? In reality, they're using miles, right? But that kind of person, you know the trigger points of what to tell them because they want to be. So now there's a limited
or their
space.
own cabins.
Yes.
Or their own cabins.
Own cabins. So now the language now is that there's only 8 seats left. Okay? So in that moment, you don't even have to close it.
Wow.
Because that guy is simply going to say, well, I don't want to sit in business class. I have to be in first class. I want to be in those people in the 8. And then you've got someone who wants privacy. I don't want anyone on the plane. I want my own plane. I want a private jet. So that level of person who has the money, who has the means, and loves privacy, might be with his friends, family, kids, or whatever, wants speed, he can fly whenever he wants. He's not on going through the hassle of going through the airports and all of that. That guy's time is money. And I want privacy. So if I can give luxury, privacy, fly when I want, now you can sit down comfortably and speak to them because you don't have to close it. And you can tell it by the eyes, tell it by their persona, by their vibe, who that customer falls in. You can get that energy if you're in a room. So if you're selling someone a house, it's the same thing, same principles.
Or a villa on the palm on the beach or whatever it is, build my own or whatever, yeah.
Build my own, right? So that person wants, so we know the price is not an issue. You know why? Because I've got 50 people like you who are going to buy that villa on the palm.
Beautiful.
So it's never about thinking, am I not closing the deal? It means your language was wrong to the 4 buyers that every business has. You're speaking to a business class customer, but your language is economy. You're speaking to a first class customer, Okay.
Yes,
we all want
me.
it.
And also,
We all want
and
it.
also, I don't know because I quite like a bit of service. I like my head height. You know, some of these private jets look small. And
Yeah.
you've flown. I've never flown
Yeah.
private. You've flown private.
I've flown because of my clients.
Uh-huh.
If you would ask me myself,
Yes.
if God gave me all this crazy money, I don't need to.
Mhm.
Right? I don't need to. I go because my clients have private jets, right? And I see their persona, I see what they're doing or whatever. You know, I'm more comfortable, honestly, on an Emirates flight.
Correct.
Right, than a private
Yeah,
jet,
the standards
right?
are so
Yeah,
high.
it's
And
stuff, whatever, right? But for them, no, they want this level of privacy. You know, they want, you know, to be able to smoke on the plane. You know, they're gambling on the plane. They're doing whatever they want on the plane. It's fully private. They're doing what they want, right? So you see this, and that's a different client. It's a different customer, right? So
yes,
start there. What problem are you
the bigger the
solving in
problem you
market?
solve, the more money you earn.
What is your solution? How do you solve that problem better than others? And why should they trust you?
Yes.
If you can figure out those, how do I solve it better than others?
Which is what you've been doing to me. Which is what you're doing for me too.
Why should they trust you? Once you figure that out, that part, then I go into step 2, which is your language for an economy, business, first class, private jet. So now I know my core business model, and that creates revenue.
I think I want private jet owners, but I'm talking business class.
Yeah, so
beautifully. But I'm going to reflect on this shit.
You have no idea. It will change any business owner that is watching this or listening to this. It's the difference between what you are and your cash flow today and where you can be. Just speaking the language of 4 categories on an airline. Imagine what you're saying to a customer who wants a presidential suite. You can't sell him 2 queen beds,
correct,
suite out there on the hallway that no one can see with no view. You can't do that. So if any business owner is saying, how do I dominate my business? How do I dominate my revenue? You need to train your team. People need to come to you. You need to train those people and say, okay, now I'm this person, I'm this person. And the best test you should do, you should have 4 of your employees, 1 that's looking for a bargain, 1 that wants to become a wannabe in business class, the other one that, okay, I've got money, but I can't afford a private jet, but I'm still in first class. I'm those 8 people. And then there's the arrogant son of a gun that I only want to fly private. You put those 4 people in the office and you have your team start doing role play. You're
changing your market as well. You're not so much going for people. You're getting business owners now, right? You're going down.
My business has changed now because I've got more demand, much more demand from big business owners. And I was only so much time. I still keep
Is it as exciting as celebrities?
No, I mean, listen, the stars, I know they need me. No, it's like, what am I going to do? I mean, I give you fame, fine. You want brand deals out of me. You're famous.
So can I ask you, like, with my brand, like I drive Ferraris, I wear Zegnet, Mont Blanc pens and stuff. I'm a big client of these people, right? I never want to approach you and say, hello, you should look at me. I'm not saying I'm even good looking enough to be a model of the whatever, but just like, can you get some sponsorship from brands?
So I will teach you something.
Please.
Okay? If you're trying to get a sponsor, you're trying to get a brand, or you're trying to get the attention. Okay. First of all, you need to be branding yourself more. Let's start there. You've consistently got to be in the news. You've consistently got to be being talked about. Your brand needs to be everywhere. And then what you do, you start talking about that brand in your media interviews.
Prior to signing
them. You don't even have a deal.
Wow.
You don't even have a deal.
You get their attention.
I got Kim Kardashian a deal with Skechers by poking. And that deal, we literally hounded the CMO, kept on seeing us everywhere. We kept on doing paparazzi setups, getting in the news, just drumming it, making him know about what we're doing. I then connected the dots because I was the fame part of that deal.
Sure.
Kris Jenner went in, closed the deal based on poking. And that commercial aired on the Super Bowl. Then Kim became a brand ambassador.
Wow.
Poking. So, example, if you're trying to get the attention of one of the products that you buy, you should be tagging them on social. You should be, when you're being interviewed in the media, you should mention them and talk about the CEO of what a beautiful vision he has on his brand. Because guess what's going to happen? The second that the media story goes out,
he's going to get the attention. He's getting
a Google alert.
Yeah.
He's going to get a Google alert that you were mentioned in this story with the Gladiator. You have to get brand owners and people who control the marketing budgets. Now, if you're in the news, let me tell you the power of this, okay? You mentioned a watch.
Yes.
As an example,
Yes.
right? We're doing a big story piece comes out.
Yes.
Now you are being published in a respected media news outlet. And one of the things that you had mentioned is that brand and the respect of the vision of the marketing team or the CEO,
Where the company is going and blah, blah,
and
yeah.
stuff from your side, right? You've now got the entire company's attention.
Amazing.
Because when anyone searches that CEO or CMO's name on Google,
Will turn up.
No, not turn up. Your story shows up.
Exactly.
First.
Exactly.
Now they're like, hold on a minute. I got to keep this guy sweet because he could have said the opposite.
Correct. Wow. Fear.
He could have said the opposite about my brand, saying, I actually used to have this watch, but no longer have this watch. And that's being indexed in the news. What's going to happen? The team are going to start reaching out to you. What do? You don't stop. You keep poking. Oh, you keep poking until you get that deal, brother. You don't stop. Because
and how long would it? How long? I guess the bigger the deal, the longer it takes, right?
No, it's what publications you're going to hit. Where are you going to? Whatever platforms you're in, and you're speaking, you're influencing. How else are you going to get a brand deal? How else are you going to get sponsorships? It's based upon you, and I teach this in my masterclass. It's called the art of poking, and they won't teach this in Hollywood. They won't teach this. They don't teach this. I learned this on building one of the biggest stars in the world, Kim Kardashian. And my skill was the art of poking. I had to poke everybody until to get their attention. Poking means, I'm here. Look at me. Now there's some intro. Who is this person? What are they doing? Now they're curious. Now they're seeing, guess what? Repetition.
Over and over again. Yeah.
Keeps doing it. He's being here. And he's showing love to the brand. This guy's he loves our brand so much. He talks about it on his social media. He posts about it on his videos.
Yes.
He mentions us in interviews. He goes on TV shows. He's mentioning it. Are you kidding me? The brand itself
You're
has
so
to
right.
lock you
You're
in.
so right.
They have no choice.
Otherwise, you're hoping and wishing that they come across you, and it doesn't.
Hoping leads to a town called nowhere because nothing's going to happen.
There's no certainty.
It's not going to happen. You've got to wake up. I tell people, you want to get into the fame game? I don't care if you like my advice or don't like my advice. If you don't follow this, now God is the power, of course, but outside of God, when it comes to fame, I'm the godfather of this. I know what to do here. You've got to listen and do this. If you don't do this, it's not going to happen.
Wow.
And if you don't give them that realization, they're never going to shift. They're never going to change because they have a belief that I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be famous. Work ethic, 0. Consistently, 0. And guess what they're doing? They're waiting for Spielberg to knock on their door.
Correct. Wishful dreaming.
You think Spielberg's really going to come knocking on their door? Wake up. What you have to do, what I teach in my masterclass, is put a billboard outside. A billboard outside Spielberg's house. That's how you get attention of
You'll
Spielberg.
see it every day. And there's no humbling. It's just straight to your face.
You have to be in your face today. In marketing today, you've got billions of people today that are on social platforms that are now, let's call them, famous. And I'm a brand ambassador. I'm a brand person that's controlling billions of dollars of marketing money. Okay? Unless I'm being poked, I'm just going to go to my usual suspects of, let me get Angelina Jolie, let me get this star, that star, this big brand ambassador, Ryan Reynolds. I'll get all the big names that I think. But if I keep hearing about one thing consistently, and you're doing that and other brands are watching, of course you're going to get the deal. It's going to work. Fame, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all a touch point.
You're hitting me right here because I just go.
Imagine if I'm in a room of real estate agents, event or whatever, people are speaking or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you're really trying to answer a question. Maybe the person doesn't even want to answer a question. Maybe there is no Q&A. And you could just say this one, heart emojis. I want to get your attention.
Fame.
Now, amongst 1,000 people, all eyes are on me. Now, what comes out of my mouth and my heart to connect with the audience, I've now got a level of fame that's going to drive me business. Just because I stood out of that 1,000 people that were sitting in the dark.
Yes.
They're sitting in the dark. They paid you. They came. They heard you. But what's my benefit? How do I get people to know me? Any brand out there that wants to do an expo or showcase in an expo, they should call you and me. I will bring a celebrity into that expo, disrupt that expo, and make everyone talk about your product in the expo. And there were buyers there.
You shut down Dubai Mall.
Of course.
Few times.
Yeah, many times. Westfield Mall, Avenue Mall in Kuwait. I did the Doha Festival City.
When are you going to slow down?
I don't. I go loud. How do you think I got the attention? It's a true story. There's a guy, very respected businessman. He's called Mohammed Alabar. Very big man in Dubai.
Absolutely.
No one can get to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
How did I get to this guy's house and have dinner and shisha? It's very simple. I shut down his mall. I created the biggest meet and greet of all time in his mall. I disrupted his mall with over 200,000 screaming fans running around the Dubai Mall to meet my client. That resulted in me having dinner in that guy's house 48 hours later. Poking. I made a difference that no one else could do.
He needs you.
Well, it's not even that he needs me. You need to be...
You got his attention, you got, yeah. And it's hard.
I'm on speed dial. I've got WhatsApp. I'm with the big people. Why? Because I make those moves.
Noon needs you.
Of course, this is what I say to people, is that if you're going down the traditional path of media, publicity, the normal way of doing it, okay, you ain't going to get fame. You're not going to get fame. You fire your publicist, you fire your PR team, and you go out and get someone who's going to go loud for you.
There's not that many people around the world, though, is there? You're one of very few.
Very few, okay, that do it. But that's where you double down. Because if you double down, your end result is so much more money that you're going to make because you invested in power moves.
Yes.
That makes you stand out from the crowd.
Yes.
And the bottom line is it comes down to fame.
Big. Yeah, absolutely.
If you're more famous or more well-known, you're going to close more deals. If you're more famous or well-known, you're going to attract better clients.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that the customer that's saying to you, oh, but it's too expensive. Well, I've got clients that will pay more. Then you know what? You are the economy customer. And I have nothing wrong with that.
Yes, but you're not my client.
Go to Fly Dubai.
You're at this stage now. You're at this stage now.
I'm JetX.
Right?
I'm a private jet company. Yeah. I have nothing against
you. You're at this stage now, right? You pick and choose your clients.
I have to. Because it's a limited amount of time. And I like to do stuff that excites me. I see stuff. I still work with smaller businesses as well because I see an upside. And then I can connect those two. Because remember, I've got a huge network of clients. So if sometimes I don't, maybe want to do something like I like the person or whatever, I can see magic where I can do some for them and then connect them with one of the people that will change their life, right?
I've got a network. I feel, although you chart, I feel your heart. Because fame can be a bit shallow, right?
It's very shallow.
So, but with you, I see a heart, big heart. Every time I sit with you, you want to help, you want to give me contacts, chase me for this. You're constantly giving.
Yeah, because
right?
I told you I got hurt. When you get hurt over a business of fame, where people will sell their soul to become famous, to get a deal, they don't have a soul. I'm telling you, man.
Do you still have the scars?
I would say it's actually a very funny story because the person that ended up breaking my heart, the one thing that she gave me birth to a company called Fame. My other company was called Hollywood TV, Sheeraz Inc. Fame was born out of pain. And in 2 years of getting my heart broken and not focusing on anything else, but why do people put fame before love? That was my question.
That's how masterclass started, right?
That's my intro to my masterclass. Why would someone put fame before love? Family members, husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends. And then I realized it became a mission. It became a mission. It's not about the money, because we can survive. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, well, we're cool. You know, I'm not a high maintenance person, right? But when I deal with clients and I see, you know, I sometimes have to turn down business. I turned down very recently. I met a Russian couple in Dubai. They took me to the Ling Ling. Okay, there's a nice little poke, right? Ling Ling in the Royal Atlantis. Okay, I had a dinner there.
Yes.
Okay, and the Russian billionaire has a super beautiful model girlfriend, you know.
Make her famous.
And he sits down with me and he says to me, Sheeraz, my wife follows you on Instagram, my girlfriend, my fiance, and I want to give her whatever she wants. I don't care. I love her. She's my woman, and she wants to become famous. All the clients that you've made famous are her idols.
Money's no
I don't
object.
care
Just
about
do it.
money.
Yes.
How much? And I said to him, before I give you my figure, okay,
You prepared to lose her.
I said, how much do you love her? He said, I love her with all my heart. I said, are you going to give her wings to fly, or are you going to clip her wings? Because you don't put someone around me, because I'm going to give fame. And I'm going to give this.
She will
drug of
change.
fame,
Yeah.
and the high is too high. So are you willing to support her?
To set
Journey
her
to
free.
fame, give her the freedom she needs, so you're not holding her back. And I gave him a series of 10 questions. Okay? The first few questions.
She was there with you.
She was sitting right there. And she was like, oh God, what the hell is he saying? I want to hire you. I've got a guy that's paying you. Right?
And you not want to hire
And I
me.
said, here's the deal. I need to know that you're both going to support each other. No jealousy, no insecurity. I don't want any of that. Are you willing? At the beginning of the conversation, they were making out in front of me. Oh, I love you. Of course I'll do whatever you want. Oh, come here, baby. They started smooching in front of me at Ling Ling. Okay? And imagine I'm sitting there, and then by the time I got to the 10th question, the guy said, I actually don't want her to be there. And I said to him, if I take your money, I'm going to see my own heart broken, because I went through it. So unless you two are not aligned in your values, in your goals,
she's throwing knives and forks at you.
Kidding me? She just no. Here's the
unfollow.
No. Guess what happened? She dumped him.
No, that's how shallow the whole relationship was.
She dumped him.
Went for another billionaire.
No,
probably.
she came to me direct. She dumped him.
Can she afford you?
And she said to me, it wasn't even about that. She said to me that I've wasted 5 years of my life thinking
he's the one.
This man is going to give me everything. And he hid it with handbags, shoes, jewelry, all of that stuff. But he didn't give me what I wanted, which was fame. And she thanked me.
Yes.
And said, when I find the right partner who's going to support my real dream, coming straight back.
Did she offer to sleep with you?
They
all do, don't they?
But you know what?
Poor you.
I don't deal with that, because it's all bullshit. It's all nonsense. I see right through. I'm surrounded by the best looking people in the world. And so what? Doesn't matter.
Weinsteins are over?
No, it's happening right
Still
now.
going on.
In every country, in every world.
Because I was a kid. And
anyone will do anything right now for money or fame.
They're just a bit more careful.
It's unfortunately, we're in a society today of greed. Okay? They're hungry. They want to make
People
it.
take advantage.
Shortcuts to become rich, shortcuts to become famous.
Have you ever got there when you actually advise them not to do things like that? You said
100%.
So you're a publicist also, right?
It's not even a publicist. It's more of a therapist. I've got to sit there and guide them and tell them, are you out of your mind? Because nothing's going to happen. You sleep with anyone to become famous, nothing's going to happen. Rich, you're going to get used. You're going to get abused. And now what? Have some self-worth. Show your value. Get out of bed and start taking some action. Here's a plan. And you create the rules.
Work your way. Yeah,
create the rules. You know, where do you think the whole female boss came from? Because they don't take any shit from anyone. They're
Love it.
independent. I've got women clients, business owners, and celebrities and influencers. Man, they are independent. They don't need anything because they work. They've got the work discipline. They make it happen, you know, and they don't want to rely on someone for money. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes men abuse that power. I see it all the time because all of these guys have girlfriends that want to be famous. And they come to me and I said, you got to realize you will get your heart broken if you don't give her what she wants. If you don't give your partner what she wants without holding her back, you're getting dumped or cheated on. Reality.
Sad, isn't it?
Reality. Because if someone else can fill that void,
There will go.
it happened to me, brother.
Mm.
And when I saw it happen to me, then I realized unless you're on the same alignment as that person, you give each other's needs, what both need in their lives. And there's a bit of compromise. That's life. You figure it out. It's very simple. In a relationship, especially for me, what do you want? What do you don't want? What do you like? What do you don't like? Let's put that on a piece of paper.
Put the boundaries, everything.
Number 2, trust,
Mm.
loyalty. Okay, those 2 things. Tell me what you want. And don't bullshit me. Just tell me what you want. You want me for money? Okay.
Say it.
You want me for fame? Okay. You actually want to be an actress or you want to be famous or you want to be this big Instagram model, but just put it down.
Did your current partner know who you were before?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Person.
And you put down the values and boundaries and asked her the questions?
No. We talked about something completely different. My first question was, do you want to be famous? No. I'm an artist. Really? Okay. What do you do? I do quilling. I do origami. I do very special, artists. Okay, perfect. And I knew in that moment, okay, I said, if you're looking to become famous, very nicely, having a beautiful meal at Sushi Samba.
Not Ling Ling.
No, another one.
Sushi
Samba. Okay. On the Palm at the St. Regis. Okay. So I'm having a meal there. And I said to her, let me tell you something.
With a beautiful view.
Beautiful
A
view.
360 view of the Palm.
Of the Palm. I'm seeing
Yes.
everything, right?
Yes.
And I said, these are the things I'm looking for in a relationship.
So
Right
this
now.
was recent.
Yeah, this was a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I'm looking for.
Where did you meet her in the
a
first place?
partner. In Dubai.
How?
Through an introduction.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was.
There was an introduction and one very small meeting. At the Four
Okay, not
Seasons.
online and not
No,
all
I
that
don't do
business.
that, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even, answer. I've got teams that do my stuff. I can't. I get
Sure.
overwhelmed on this stuff, right? And we just sat down, and I just said, "Look, here's where I am in my life right now. This is what I like. This is what I don't like."
Mhm. You were managing him then?
I was there
Wow,
recently,
wow.
and the strategy was: you come out of a restaurant. My cameras are going to ask you, "Would you ever fight Floyd Mayweather?" And you just roast him. Roast him. Talk so much shit about Mayweather that you'll break his neck in half, you beat him, you punch him, you do this.
All rehearsed, all practiced.
And I will leak that to the media. Poke. Guess what happened? Mayweather got pissed off.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Da 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 da.
That was a pretty good fight as well, by the way.
No, but listen. Okay, then we helped find the money to get everything for the fight. He now fights after 2 fights. The biggest GOAT of boxing
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
He fought Mayweather. And guess what? He didn't lose.
Draw, wasn't it?
Why do you think it was a draw?
Don't tell me.
No, but think about it. Mayweather.
The greatest boxer, professional boxer, undefeated.
Guess what? Logan Paul is the greatest entertainer in the world right now. He gave everyone entertainment. And you know what he also showed in that fight? That nothing's impossible. Okay? People have to fight for years and they'll never get to Mayweather.
But you poked.
We poked. And guess what after that? He then got approached by WWE.
Now his brand is sponsoring WWE.
Okay. And he's sponsoring the UFC
Prime.
and Arsenal.
Yes.
And last year he done $350 million in sales for his drink. And currently, right now, as I stand today, it's only going to go more. This company's worth over $1.5 billion.
Do you still speak with him?
Of course.
Still a nice guy.
I was going to do their activation in. I have a beautiful studio on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood.
Yes, yes.
Best location.
How did he get involved with KSI doing it?
Because they fought. They fought, right? They were fighting.
Who's the more driven business-wise?
Logan, right? And Logan's manager, Jeffrey, calls me up and said, Logan wants to show you some love and he wants to launch his new flavor at your Fame office on Sunset.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was just a couple months ago. And as soon as we put the permits in, they saw the word Fame and Logan, permits denied. They said, there's no way.
You're kidding me. Because they're going to stop the whole thing in traffic.
Are you kidding me? They know my reputation. At least a couple 100,000 people are going to show up, right? So they just happened to see both of our names together. But that's loyalty. He came to me and said, let me show you some love.
So there's still honor there.
Of course, right? Because remember, we're still in the game of fame.
So why don't you work with, if you don't mind me asking, with Kim anymore?
Because for me to work with Kim, I have to abide by rules.
And drop all your other clients, I guess, right?
No, and abide by rules.
Okay.
And those rules are way too strict.
Do you think too many lawyers are involved now? Is that...
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? She's a bank. For me, it's better to have a friendship relationship with the family right now.
Have the freedom.
And have the freedom. Otherwise, you're under every contract that you literally can't do anything.
Wow.
You know why? Because she's a bank. Kim Kardashian is one of the most influential people in the world today. Multi-billionaire, has a multi-billion-dollar fund. Okay, and I'm blessed to say that I have a beautiful relationship. I've got the best case study on earth, and they allow me to showcase.
Really amazing,
study.
really amazing. Because they could have said, "You milked it enough now, stop." But they just,
Kris Jenner, who's the biggest mafia boss on earth in Hollywood.
And you saying it on...
I'm telling you straight, she's a straight up beast. We have a love for each other. Okay? And she knows what I did for her family, to turn them all into the most famous people in the world. She's not going to stop me, bro. Because you know what? I don't talk bad. I only talk good.
You speak the truth.
I tell the truth, the strategies. I know.
You're respectful to them, yeah.
Best respect for all of the Kardashians, because I don't care if you love them or if you hate them. They have the discipline of work, and they are probably the best when it comes to showing up, right? And then you have a mother who's absolute fights for her children, okay? So all I can say, I'm humbled today to put Jennifer Lopez on my resume and my bio on all my social platforms, Zendaya, Logan Paul, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, and they will always remain there. They're not going to get taken down because they know what I've done.
And you see them as friends. They see you as friends.
Course.
It's not just business.
Of course. It's like, look, listen, what I did, I was Kim's media strategist for over 10 years. So you know what I know. And I haven't wrote a book. I haven't done a Netflix special. You have any idea? I could do a Netflix special tomorrow.
You're number one.
And the title
top rating, yeah.
Knowing where all the dead bodies are buried. I know where they all are. Have I? No. Have I been approached? Absolutely. I respect the Kardashians. I respect my celebrities, my clients. And that's why I have big clients. Because I'm there, I know everything. I know where all the dead bodies are buried in Hollywood.
And they can trust you.
Of course. I don't say anything. I have my business. I help everyone in their career. I get them where they've got to go. And the doors are open. Right?
Tell me about your, you have a shop front, a business up on the street?
Fame, yeah. Fame. So I have a
so what happened? Why are you on the street? That people could just walk in? How does it work?
Poke.
Why would you? Tell me.
Poke.
It reminds you of Ling Ling for some reason, but yeah.
I'm so blessed. Okay. The next time you're in Los Angeles, you will see that it's the best location on the Sunset Strip. Why did I take that location? I turned that studio into the best billboard on the Sunset Strip. That's surrounded by Apple, Samsung, Disney, Netflix, Facebook, Chanel, Dior, Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, the biggest brands on earth.
You're there.
I'm in the middle.
So I'm going past
So why
your
do I make
just
that move?
yeah.
Why do I make that
so
move?
there's a. Do I walk and say hi? Can I have a cup of coffee?
It's by appointment, brother. What do you think this is?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me? It's by appointment.
A bit like Ling Ling, I guess.
It's a by appointment. You can't just get in. Can you go just get into a private jet? You want fame? Oh, it's by appointment.
So I make an appointment. You're not there. You're in Dubai. Who sees them? You got
If
account.
we decide to see you,
Okay.
which will be a brand.
Okay.
Otherwise, take our masterclass. Take our masterclass. Learn the principles of fame. Understand it. If you want services, we offer them. I have teams that do it. But that's my personal poking machine. Why am I there? It costs me a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But guess what? I
You get noticed.
poke everyone on Sunset, brother. There's not a moment or person. Imagine Elon Musk has to drive past my studio every day. I've got Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, the CEO of Netflix. I mean, the biggest players in the world.
See you every day.
Every day. And right now, my current sign says, for the last few months, Fame by Sheeraz, bringing celebrities from Hollywood to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
You can't do that on the Sunset Strip. You
Yeah.
can't even do a billboard with that on the Sunset. First of all, you can't even get a billboard. They're sold out. Because the most influential place on earth is the Sunset Strip.
Correct.
You can't get in. And I had a very beautiful conversation with an Iranian gentleman who helped me in my previous business back then, 10 years ago, Hollywood TV. I was there then. And when my heart was broken, I said to him, I'm not in the means emotionally or even financially to make this move. I need your support. I need you to give me the platform to make everyone in Hollywood know my brand. And he said to me, Sheeraz,
Get that stuff.
I'm going to give this, even though I'm losing,
Wow.
I can get money. He said, but I'm only going to give you a window because you were always good to me over the past. And he said, I know what you want. I said, I want everyone in Hollywood to really know my brand because this brand is made out of love, passion, and pain of how it's working. I've got the best case studies in the world. I said, can you just give me this for a period of time? And he gave me it for 2 years. And it's coming to an end shortly. Right? I have a window.
So you're going to keep it, right?
I can't. It's going to, the whole land is getting redeveloped.
No.
So I had a window.
So what are you going to do?
I'll get another location, another area, right? But that one, it was a gift.
Helped
from,
you
it was
massively.
A gift, it was a
Wow.
gift from God. It was a gift from
You
God.
you had the
that
window. You
allowed
took the
me-
opportunity. Took action.
Allowed me to make sure everyone who is the most powerful people in the world of media, entertainment, technology, they're forced to see my brand every day. And my Instagram site. My neighbor now who followed me is David Dobrik. He's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. 5 billion views. I mean, this guy's massive, right? He opened a pizza store next door to me. So guess what? Under his sign is my Instagram site.
Wow.
I strategically, every person that's taking a selfie.
Sees yours.
No, they have to see my Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely.
They're in their shot. You can't
Yes.
cut it out. That's smart poking. So by default, I'm getting fame by not even being there. I have teams that do content, whatever.
What's the size of your team? Small team, big
I
team?
have 10 core gladiators
Okay.
that are with me, that I trust with my passwords. That's how
Thing
much I
is,
trust
I've spoken to a number, and they are genuinely gladiators. They're amazing,
yeah.
amazing,
And they
passionate.
love me.
They love. I know that.
You spoke to some of the people,
Yeah,
right?
they love
These
you.
people, they'll never
They have
screw me
so
over.
much
They'll
respect
never
for you.
screw me over.
Yes.
Okay, I always pay and on time, and I look after everybody.
Mhm.
And these are the people that I trust. I've got, of course, paparazzi. I've got media people. I've got 100 other people that if I need to activate, I'll do them. But for me, I would like to call them. I call them my fame family. These are the people that know my family well. That we travel together. That when I've got massive projects, they're with me. They're by my side.
Do you do deals like retainer plus commission for?
Now I do that now. I changed that in the last year. I'm now retainer plus upside, plus equity, depends on bonuses or whatever. Before we were very transactional.
Absolutely.
That was the business model.
I guess with businesses, the scope of growth is a lot more.
Of course, yeah. And then for us, it's a different way to evolve our business. I take less people on now, and a
Yes.
piece of the upside, and open up the doors.
And also you have more quality of life.
Yeah,
Now. It's
and
not so intense.
that as well. And then I think eventually, I see, my Fame Masterclass and everything. It will go all digital. I'll bring other experts on, and understanding the rules of fame, because fame is never going to go anywhere. The smart move that I did is not only did I trademark my name during COVID, Fame, I've embedded fame in the heart of the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, and it was born there.
Wow.
So for me, that one move, strategic move, wherever God takes me for the journey of fame, I was born in the heart of the Sunset Strip, which means I was adjacent to the most powerful place.
It's really funny. You're there, but you live here. That's really funny, isn't it?
But I make sure everyone sees me. So I have to be careful what I post. Why? You got to remember, I just got a golden visa. You know how I got a golden visa? Because I'm watched by the government of Abu Dhabi on my Instagram. I have people, the biggest people in Hollywood.
They gifted it to you, yeah? No charge, no nothing.
I didn't even pay $1. Zero.
Wow.
Gifted. Wow. Because they know what I've done.
And you will do.
And the way I can brand them in the Western world, especially in Hollywood. And, when you have an Instagram account with the best billboard, which is my studios on the Sunset Strip, every day, I don't know who's watching me.
Wow.
That's the level of move that I made. Poke. I spend money. Even sometimes my accountant, honestly, is like,
what are you doing?
You just blew. I said, I know my brand. That when it comes to branding, don't ever question me where I spend money.
It's work.
You could be, no, I want my brand out.
And you don't have a flash lifestyle. No. Like you see, very expensive watches.
I don't even drive nice flash cars. Even here, I'm in an Uber. I don't want to rent a car.
Amazing.
I don't want to be in a car.
You're done with it. Yeah.
I've had the Ferraris. I've had a lot of that kind of stuff. And for me, simplicity is the best because I'm happy. I don't want to fall down that trap of having to buy this for what? I'm good. I'm happy. The clients that people have to buy crazy money on, I'm amplifying them. I'm doing the messaging.
Beautiful.
So I know what the actual product is because I'm coming up with the marketing strategy.
You're not painting like, it's a bed of roses. You actually do the opposite. You give them a realistic check. Yes, like this is what's going to happen. Are you sure you want to take it?
I have to.
Yeah.
And normally, if you were to ask me this when I was running Hollywood TV, I was the opposite.
You would have taken the money.
Oh, not even about the money. Fame. Let's go. Fame, non-stop. I remember I was running 150 paparazzi every day in Hollywood. Fame. Imagine,
you're
Kim Kardashian. I didn't care. I was glad. Like go. Now I will ask questions. Before I go, I'll still go. The passion is there, but I'm asking those questions. I didn't ask those questions before.
Yes.
On the personal life.
Different meaning to things.
Because when I got hurt, I was like, whoa. So now when I see a couple come in front of me, there's no way in my life I'm going to sit there and say, I'm about to make
break up their relationship. Life at hell.
Your wife, girlfriend, so famous that it destroys your relationship. I won't do it. Or I'm going to be with a business owner. I'm going to completely blow up your brand. Yes. I'm going to completely blow up you. You're going to be famous. Everyone's going to know you as a businessman. Yes. And you're not loving your wife. Yes. You're neglecting your kids. Yes. Let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? Where are you at right now?
Do you think there's a marketplace for somebody like me who isn't a playboy, isn't he? I want to be the good father, the good husband, the good businessman. It's not exciting. It's not that boring.
No.
It's not sexy. It's not controversial.
People love stories. People want to be inspired. Okay. And when I look at you right now, I know what someone's X factor. That's the gift that I'm being given. Right? I can spot it. Right? For me, when I look at you, you should become let's call it gladiator for business owners. So they have the right psychology in their business, the right motivation, the right balance in their relationship, and put systems and processes in place for them individually so they can have all cylinders in their
have it all, have balance. All the abundance of everything.
I see you as giving people balance in personal and business life, and equipping them with the tools as a gladiator and follow your system to have a beautiful life, because it's not just about money. You want to have peace. And I can tell you one thing, there's nothing more powerful. I'll tell you this. I come back from events. I come back from the biggest, richest people like CZ, owner of Binance, having dinner with them, or it's a big celebrity or big influencer. There's nothing more powerful than a hug.
Love.
That trumps all of the.
Ultimately, it's all about love. Yeah.
You get that part right.
Yes.
You become the gladiator.
Mm.
That is in my definition, the force of a gladiator. The person who is loved
and loves. Beautiful, because
they've got people, and that's where I see you on a global level. And I would have a bridge between Hollywood and Dubai, because Dubai is right now, let's call it the land of opportunity. Everybody wants it.
Is.
And I think you need to become that person that connects with business owners and successful people from Hollywood, from America, and get them to break into this part of the world and go back and forth. And then once you have that, then I would go on a world tour and go after every single.
And you could manage. You have the teams to manage it.
Well, the way we'd have to do it.
Work rate is not an issue. It's just
you'd literally have to. I'd have to speak to my landlord and see, can I do a complete wrap on Sunset? That's fast fame.
Mm-hmm.
If he agrees, then literally I will wrap your brand in the heart of Sunset. Everyone knows you.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediate branding. Immediate branding, because I've got a location that's bam, everyone knows your name. Everyone knows who you are. Like me, it doesn't even, I don't even look at it as, some people ask me, what's your ROI? I don't listen to that. The fact that you visually see my face, my name,
priceless.
And my Instagram and all of my websites and my touch points of all of my case studies, I'm winning. I'm winning. They're not, majority of people might not even are my customers. They might even come in or whatever. They're seeing it. So for you, you have to make those moves.
Eyeballs.
You'll end up getting the right customers that you want and the right media opportunities that you'll be offered. Okay? Look at me. I take billboards, classic example, on the Sunset Strip. Okay? Very expensive. Sometimes I do it. My billboards have ended up on Netflix, on ABC News.
I've seen them.
Bro,
I've seen them.
Bro,
yeah.
They make TV shows. I do such strategic messaging that they end up, I had David Letterman interviewing Will Smith outside my Fame office, and it's in his Netflix documentary.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't realize it was your office, but I remember the interview.
Strategy.
So who was your client? Which one was your client?
No, they were filming just their own. They literally came because it's the best location in Hollywood.
Wow.
I got earned media.
So coincidentally, but your positioning of your place.
I had my car there. I had a wrapped car there. You know what I mean? I do it right. I make sure you cannot avoid. I bought, I'll never forget, in my Sunset location, I bought a brand new customized Range Rover, $180,000 I spent on that car, completely wrapped the car, wrapped it, okay, beautifully wrapped with the Fame logo. And I paid someone 7 days a week to drive that car in the best areas in Beverly Hills, Malibu, Calabasas, Hollywood, West Hollywood.
Crazy.
And that was their job.
Crazy.
Every single day.
Eyeballs.
Then the best restaurants, imagine the best restaurants in Beverly Hills where everyone wants to be seen. I would give the valet guy $500 cash on a Friday and a Saturday.
Park it outside.
It has to stay there. You can't move it all night. Don't say a word. It's $500 cash.
Smart.
So that's costing me $1,000 for one restaurant. Okay? Just for those 2 days. The most powerful people the richest, most influential people in Hollywood are forced to see my Instagram, my website, and my brand. And I did it in every single restaurant all over LA. Then I had a very big client of mine, a Chinese, that I was working with Binance at the time. So I was on the road for almost 6 to 9 months. I was out. I had left LA. Guess what I did with that Range Rover? When I took the Sunset location, I wanted 4 parking spots that are on the actual strip. Okay? I took my Range Rover and parked it to the edge of the Sunset Strip. The edge. So cars are going like this.
Yes.
Okay? So you imagine a billboard above my store is $600,000, Louis Vuitton. Okay? Burberry is $1.2 million.
And your car underneath.
And they have to lift their head up to watch. My car, they're driving past. It sat there for 9 months. It didn't even move. And everyone's telling me, move the car. I said, why? It'll get vandalized, it'll get robbed. I said, I'll make news out of it. The Fame car got robbed. I'll be all over the news. Fame car got vandalized. I'll make it news.
I'm going to keep poking.
I'm going to keep poking, and I'm going to leave that car there. And it stayed there for 9 months. Imagine, just sat there. And what did I do? I would text my guy in LA. I pay him $500 a month. He has to clean the car from the exterior 3 times a week.
Because your brand's everything, right?
So imagine, I'm not even there. I'm getting this
clean,
guy
beautifully,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
shiny.
Not the inside. He didn't have a key.
Outside. Yeah.
Exterior, wheels, armor rolled, polished. Everything looks beautiful in the wrap, and everyone is walking and driving past, seeing that. It was epic billboard. Epic billboard. And imagine I'm going. People are coming out of restaurants, and they're saying, "Oh my God, we can't believe it! What is this?" And guess what? They're all doing while they're at valet, waiting for their cars.
Searching you,
my Instagram.
You.
Who's this guy? What's Fame about? And I'm not talking normal restaurants, brother.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Spielbergs of this world go there. Yeah.
They have to go there. That's the valet that were on my payroll. And these guys give $20 tips, $40 tips. Bro, I'm giving guaranteed $500 in cash right there on the spot.
You got their attention.
That's $1,000 on the weekends you're getting out of me. And every Bugatti and every show-off person with power and money wants to be seen in those restaurants. And there is my brand.
And the funny thing is, right, I like to think I'm wrong, obviously, but I'll put a small badge because it's cool. You wrapped your car.
Oh, bro, I got
in
loud.
your face.
Oh, I got loud. Because a small brand won't make you the president.
You're right.
You want to become president of the United States? You can't do
be
a small
everywhere.
badge. Classy is the 999 people in the seminar.
Loud, in your face, poking
is the one that's going to win that night and that day. And how, by the way, that one move could end up connecting you with your soulmate.
Can you give
That's
me,
how deep it is.
Can you give me one example of who signed from one of your, stealth marketing? Like from that car, who called you? That you can mention one name that you go, whoa, that friggin' idea brought this.
I have so many clients and money that I've
forgot.
I don't even know, bro. I get business from, and the thing is, I don't even know where it came from. So I can't even say to you,
where did you see it? Because you're everywhere.
Bro, I'm in the faces.
So
I'm taking
how the hell did Binance, because you never think a platform, the biggest
in the world,
crypto in the world, and one of the richest, he probably is the richest businessman in the world.
In the world. Yeah.
So how did they call you?
Because I have super powerful, wealthy Chinese clients I do media for, and I'm trusted.
So when he turns up in CNN,
or whatever, even if it's not even any media stuff, events, going places, I'm on the inside. I'm very close with him and his partner.
Yes, genius. Yes, genius.
Yeah, they're both on Binance.
They're geniuses, right?
Absolutely. I've been in rooms that no one could get in.
But because you're in the inner circle, right? There's no coincidence that they are super successful. They are geniuses, right?
Well, they are.
Because they're so young.
They are so smart. They really are smart business people. really smart business people. I learned so much being around them.
Just
Like,
imagine that, your peer group, right?
Oh my God, I learned so
Hanging
much
around
every
with
day.
billionaires and stuff.
But can I tell you something? They're not just billionaires by accident.
Exactly.
They are so
Planned.
detailed on their planning of their business. It's unbelievable. They detail it down, right down. How is it working? How is it not working? How do we make it better? They're like doctors in their business. It's insane. And if it's not making money, we're not doing it. Wow. Mine, I have a different business. You know, I'm branding, media, whatever thing, right? Theirs is, if I spend $1, I want to make $1. Right? So again, as a business owner, you don't want to be that restaurant that happened during COVID that doesn't do deliveries. So these are things that if you know it's coming, get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. And you know, and someone like yourself who speaks to business owners and speaks to entrepreneurs, speaks to people in jobs who are trying to get promotions and so forth, right? They've all got to realize now that if you want to go and become successful or become rich, you have to go loud.
Agree.
You've got to stand out.
Otherwise, you're just like everybody else. I say, suppose you got to talk about unique selling proposition. You got to be unique.
And what I will advise you also is remember one thing, that whoever you do business with, okay, or you want to date, or you want to invest, whatever, it's not how many followers you have on Instagram. It's when I search your name to Google what comes up. Tells me everything about you.
I honor you, Gladiator. I salute you, and
always put the hand. And by the way,
yes,
before we wrap up,
yes,
why do I do this?
Tell me. Because people have to sneak to see you, right?
This
you have to
picture was
poke.
taken. No, the day my heart was broken.
No,
that
just
picture
trigger.
Was to my woman, that stay away from my heart.
Wow.
And that's why I use it so much.
Wow.
Everyone thinks it's the paparazzi.
Yeah.
It's not. It reminds me to protect my heart.
Wow. Who would have thought, man?
Nobody knows.
Now everybody knows.
What did I do? I took that and I put it in all the part of my campaign, all of my billboards.
Now everybody knows you because of it. You walk into my office, queue of staff want to take photographs.
I do it because I've got to be out there. I've got to be out there. I've got to be out there. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's not about saving money right now. It's about going loud and becoming the best in your lane.
I'm proud of you.
That's it. Part 2 coming soon, brother.
Gladiators, if you're not friggin' inspired, come on, let's do it. Be successful, be outstanding in this arena called life. Take care. I salute you.